So today I've come to Derry because you told me I should check it out. Me and my partner have been lucky enough to visit Derry, Londonderry several times off camera, and it's one of our favourite cities. And the sun is shining, so let's find out what Derry has to offer. We'll walk around the city's 17th century walls, bump into some famous Derry girls and a wee English fella, nearly get crash a wedding, and see why there's so much history, culture and crack packed into the North's second largest city. I travelled from Belfast Grand Central Station to Derry on the train, made our way up Ireland's lush green countryside, passing through some coastal towns and experiencing incredible coastal scenery before arriving into the Northwest Transport Hub alongside the Foyle River. It's about a 20-minute walk to Derry city centre, walking over the Peace Bridge. But if, like me, you've arrived by train, a free shuttle bus operates to and from the city centre, and that's what I'm going to do. But if you want to explore the north of Ireland at your own pace, the Causeway coastal route is not to be missed. This stunning 120-mile long route stretches from Belfast to Derry and is famous for its stunning coastlines and some of the most renowned attractions on the island of Ireland. Along with the Wild Atlantic Way on the west coast of Ireland, the Causeway coastal route is one of the most picturesque road trips in the world, with stops including the Giant's Causeway, the Carrigareed Rope Bridge, the famous Dark Hedges and lots of beautiful beaches and towns. When visiting the north of Ireland, make sure to spend at least 2 days in Derry because there's plenty to do, and one of the first things you should do is walk along the city walls. Most of the major places of interest can be seen along here. The Derry city walls date back to 1613 and surround the entire old city. The still intact city walls are one of the finest examples of a walled city in all of Europe. The walk is approximately 1 mile and it should take you roughly an hour to walk around the walls in full. Or, like this group, you might even take a walking tour of the walls from a local guide.
There was over 140 bands.
Fans of the TV show Derry Girls might remember this area of the walls as where Orla came to Irish dance, and that's significant because during the Troubles many sections of these walls would have been inaccessible. From this viewpoint we can see the Bogside area of Derry and the free Derry Corner we'll be checking out later in the video. I was speaking to one of the tour guides earlier and he said despite sieges and the troubles in Derry, the city walls have never been breached, and that's why you'll hear some call it the Maiden City. I was also told Derry is one of the longest continuously inhabited places in Ireland. Evidence suggests that humans were present in Ireland as early as 31,000 BC. No tour of any Irish city would be complete without visiting its cathedrals. And we're continuing walking along the city's walls to St Columb's Cathedral. It's one of the oldest and most historic buildings in Derry, dating back to 1633, and the cathedral was the first Protestant cathedral built after the Reformation. Unfortunately, it's closed to visitors today, but you can do tours inside the cathedral, and there's artefacts on display from the city's history, so it's definitely worth checking out. I'm just on Orchard Street and I've got the Foyleside Shopping Centre to my right, and just ahead of me should be another popular thing to do when you're in Derry, is visiting the Derry Girls mural. This TV series follows the lives of working class teenagers growing up in 1990s Derry, during the final years of the Troubles and signing of the Good Friday Agreement. And fans from around the world come to Derry to have their picture taking with this mural. In recent years, the mural has been split in half by an awning covering a pub's beer garden. I would love to enjoy the sun and a cool drink, but there's lots more of Derry to see. And no visit to Derry is complete without taking a walk to the Free Derry Corner. The name Free Derry was given to the mainly Catholic areas of Bogside, Craigan and Brandywell. Walking here will take about 10 minutes from the Guildhall in the centre of Derry. The Bogside was a focal point at the start of the Troubles, beginning with the 3-day Battle of the Bogside in 1969. The unrest in the area continued intensely until around 1972. The legacy of the Troubles can be traced back to the Battle of the Bogside in 1969, which is widely seen as one of the first major confrontations of the Troubles. Painted in 1969, Free Derry Corner became an iconic site during the Troubles and Civil Rights Movement. Today, it's become one of Derry's most visited tourist attractions. Bloody Sunday took place on January 30th, 1972, when British paratroopers opened fire on protesters. This mural depicts the 13 innocent civilians killed that day, and many more were injured. One of the most famous monuments you'll see here is the Bloody Sunday Monument. If you ever wondered what the famous U2 song was about, that's what it is. These murals not only pay tribute to the people of the city of Derry, but also to human rights activists like Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr. and Mother Teresa. If you want to learn more about the really recent history in this area, there's the Museum of Free Derry, or you can take a walking tour here with local guides. There's another monument dedicated to the 10 hunger strike victims who were imprisoned at HMP Longkesh during the 1980s, during a showdown with British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. One of the most well-known victims was Bobby Sands, who was elected as a Member of Parliament during the strike. This is Derry's Craft Village. It's tucked away in the wee side streets, but the Craft Village is a lovely alleyway filled with gift shops and boutiques, leading to a covered village square in its centre. Check this out, a traditional Irish cottage with thatched roof. How cute is that? You might want to stop off for coffee and cake. Our next stop is Guildhall, and it's a must visit when you're in the city. It's been the backdrop to some of Derry's most recent events, including President Clinton's visit to Derry in 1995. He gave a speech to a packed Guildhall Square and a scene which was later recreated on Derry Girls. Let's head in and take a look. It's free to look around. One of the highlights of the Guildhall is the number of stained glass windows, each telling a different story of Derry's history. I love how the sunlight spills through the stained glass. John Hume was widely credited with crafting the peace process in Northern Ireland, and the Guildhall is also where the Bloody Sunday hearings took place from 2000 to 2004, and you can learn all about it.
Was both unjustified and unjustified.
Michael Bradley, innocent. Patrick Patrick Campbell, innocent. Maggie Deary, innocent. Daniel Gillespie, innocent. Danny O'Brien.
If you love finding out about the history of the place you're visiting, one thing Derry is not short of is museums. There's plenty across the city, including the Siege Museum, the Museum of Free Derry and the Tower Museum. Unfortunately, we can't visit them all today, but it's definitely worth spending a few days here to fully explore the city and experience some of Derry's culture. And currently, there's a Derry Girls experience where you can see original memorabilia from the show, like Erin's Derry, the Spice Girls costumes, and the set of the Queen's house. Crossing the River Foyle on the Peace Bridge. Opened in 2011, the Peace Bridge is a pedestrian link spanning the River Foyle that connects Evington Square and the waterside area to the city centre. This bridge has brought Derry together, helping to connect the two sides both geographically and symbolically.
Sleight of hand, left twist of fate, on a bed of nails, she makes me win.
I'm heading to the train station to catch my train back to Belfast, and I've just noticed there's a newly open waterfront trail that I can walk along that brings me to the train station. On a sunny day like today, it's amazing. You get views of the river, Peace Bridge and Derry City. Are these the best things to do in Derry? Let me know in the comments if I've missed something, or where do you think I should visit next? And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. It helps me more than you can imagine. Thanks to the channel members and Buy Me a Coffee supporters on screen now. And if you'd like to see what the world's most bombed hotel looks like inside, click the video on screen now.